Okay, so the new category of DLC Ninjutsu is finally here. That of course being the Awakened Tail Beast Jutsu, and the first one to arrive is the Two Tails one. Today we're gonna be looking at what exactly the jutsu does and whether or not I think it's worth it. After that I'm also gonna give you some cool builds including this ninjutsu, so let's get into it. Alright, so host transformation, Two Tails has you transform into a smaller version of the two-tailed beast and teleport above an opponent, dropping down on them and dealing damage in a circular pattern around the point where you drop. There are two things that I really like about this jutsu. First of all, I think the range is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, you can't exactly spam it from any position on the map and expect to get there, but using it from mid-range definitely isn't a problem. It's also not a problem to use the jutsu on enemies in the air, since you damage them by going through them, so you don't actually need to rely on hitting the ground. The second positive thing is the activation time, as you can use it almost immediately when it gets activated and there's no time wasted really. This makes it very easy to combo using this technique, as you can pretty effortlessly chain it together with other jutsu. Now onto the less good stuff. First of all, the damage isn't anything amazing. Currently, I'd say it deals around 25% damage, which is not great for an attack type. But on the other hand, it is mainly supposed to be an AoE attack I believe, so I'd be willing to forgive it that. I should also say that it doesn't just damage people by smashing the ground, but by also going through them, as you can see it when I use it on Gamabunta here. One thing that I really don't like it is the fact that when you use the jutsu, it doesn't actually seem to teleport you above the opponent. As after using it, even before teleporting and smashing the ground, you can briefly see the circle of damage you will deal, but if there's something in the way between you and the spot where you're gonna be dropping from, you're actually gonna most likely hit it and it might ruin the one used for you. I found this quite odd, but to be honest, the jutsu description actually says that you leap into the air and not teleport, so I suppose it makes sense. Apart from that, maybe the cooldown is a little long. 19 seconds seems to be quite a while for a jutsu like this one. We'll see if that gets changed in the upcoming patches. Hey, so just before we get into the builds, I'd like you to subscribe maybe if you're enjoying the video so far. It really helped when I asked you in the last video, but I mean look at this. We have to change this percentage and the only person who can change it is you. So if you don't mind and want to see more content of mine, then please hit the sub button, it's greatly appreciated. Now onto the builds. Alright, now let's look at the builds I prepared for you guys. For the first one, we're gonna be pairing the Two Tails jutsu with Leaf Flash and Boruto Strike as the ultimate, going with Emergency Exit as the sub. For the weapon, we're gonna be using the Adamantine Claws and we're sticking with the basic kunai as the ninja tool. The main idea behind the build is the fact that you can really easily chain Leaf Flash and the Two Tails jutsu together. You first use Leaf Flash to knock the enemy into the air and then immediately use Host Transformation to deal further damage, and ideally not only damage them by hitting the ground but also by going through them since they are actually in the air. Finally, you can finish off the kill with Boruto Strike, since you get the jutsu at least like 3 times during a game. It kinda makes it like a third ninjutsu in that sense. The one thing that's not perfect is the fact that both of these jutsu don't deal a lot of damage for an attack type. So for how easy it is to execute the combo, you won't necessarily deal brutal damage. You're looking at half of their health at the best. Nevertheless, both of these jutsu are very easy to fire off as I said, so you don't actually need to use them consecutively. One thing that I also forgot to mention before was the fact that the Two Tails jutsu makes you jump away after you smash the ground, and you can actually jump quite a distance, allowing you to escape without taking much damage. Which means it can sometimes be worth it to take a risk and jump on multiple people to deal as much damage as possible. Okay, for the second build, we're gonna be going for a full AoE arsenal, pairing the Two Tails jutsu with Kurama Twin Impact and Hashirama's ultimate as our secret technique, changing our sub to Time Space Hop as well. Apart from that, we're gonna be using these gloves and sticking with the kunai. Once again, the idea behind this build is to chain these two jutsu together and deal as much damage to as many enemies as possible. My preferred order is to first use Kurama Twin Impact and then use the Two Tails jutsu, as that one allows you to get away, as I previously said. But you could also jump in with Host Transformation and then use Kurama Twin Impact since you do get super armor, but you'll probably receive a lot more damage. If you can successfully pull off these two in a crowded area, you're looking at dealing a lot of damage. The ultimate basically does the same but on a wider level. As honestly, Hashirama's ultimate is one of the best attack type secret techniques for team battles, as the area effect and damage are pretty amazing in my opinion. This is a great build for team fights, less so for 1v1s. As in those, after you pull off the combo you're kinda left with nothing, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so in conclusion, do I think this is a must-have jutsu? No, probably not. It doesn't provide anything game-breaking or revolutionary, but it's pretty fun to use and it's honestly definitely viable. Out of all the DLC Ninjutsu, I'd say that this is probably one of the better ones, so if you're someone who doesn't mind spending money on the game and already has everything else, I'd say just go ahead and get it. I don't think you would regret the decision. Anyway, that's everything for today. Let me know what you guys think of the jutsu and if you're planning on getting it. I'll see you all soon. Bye!